Hi, Capricorn and Capricorn Risings. It's your girl, Intuitively D, and this is your Mars and Capricorn video. And Mars and Capricorn, Mars is going to be transiting the sign of Capricorn from January 4th to February 13th. It's an excellent time for Capricorn Risings because this is happening in your first house to really I'm really gonna say, because I'm a Capricorn, saying to just get your whole shit together, just to get your whole life together. Whether it's how you want to be perceived publicly, whether it's your goals, your hopes, your wishes, your dreams. If you're thinking about starting a new anything, if you're thinking about putting that plan into motion, Mars in Capricorn will give you some energy to get those things started and hopefully done. Remember that you also have Venus in your first house. So if this has something to do with like, not necessarily your love life, but maybe your love life, but definitely your career, your finances, and maybe even your home. This would be a good time to maybe like decorate it, reorganize it, yeah, get your budget together, just those type of things. Like everything that you've been really wanting to do, Capricorn Risings, this is a good time to set those plans in motion. You also have Mercury there, which if you need to communicate with somebody in a more grounded, practical way, this would be the time to do it. I did a collective video with the energy of Mars and the energy of Capricorn earlier, so it's on my page already. So I won't get into the meat and potatoes of what Mars does and what Capricorn can do. But really, if you've been thinking about starting something, this is the time to start something. You also have a new moon coming in hot on January the 11th in your first house, but that video will come later. Let's just pull a card for the overall energy in Mars and Capricorn. Ay, ay, ay. Hopefully all is well. What does this say? Judgment card. So yeah, maybe there's some things that you want to not necessarily get off your chest, well, maybe actually get off your chest with Mercury in Capricorn in your first house. And maybe you were a little bit hesitant to say the things to move on that idea to go to do what you want to do. Maybe you were just a little bit hesitant, not really sure how people would take that. We don't care, okay? You are going to do what's best for you. Mars is there. It's going to help you do what you want to do, say what you want to do, and just know that everybody's not going to like it. But you're a Capricorn rising. You already know not everybody's going to like what you do say or how you get things done. I would say just don't be like shitty when you do it. But I would say that for anything at any time. Just don't be a shitty person. I hope this is helpful. Yeah, get it done. Get it done. Hi, Aquarius and Aquarius Rising. It's your girl, Intuitively D, and this is your Mars and Capricorn little mini video. So here we go. This Mars is transiting Capricorn from January 4th to February 13th in your 12th house of the subconscious, spirituality, patterns, subconscious patterns that need to be healing. And so Mars and Capricorn in the 12th house is a little like restless and a little unnerving and a little maybe hypercritical of, a little hypercritical of you. Like you might just be feeling like you can't get any type of rest because old things are coming to the surface, things that you need to heal, maybe father issues, maybe authority issues. You know what I'm trying to say. Maybe those things are coming to the light. And so Mars is maybe keeping you up or not letting you just slowly heal the things that you need to heal. So I would say if this is happening to you, because Mars in Capricorn is very logical and practical and can get things done, especially when you set up some structures, maybe this is a time to seek out a therapist, a healer, especially if there's just like old father wounds coming up, or you're having trouble with like authority, or maybe your sleep patterns are just not the best. So I would use this energy to maybe do some healing work, however that looks like for you, and whatever that looks like for you, I would probably do something like that. I don't know if it's like, it's not one of the best placements for Mars, honestly, in the 12th house. So this might be a very awkward 6 weeks for you, but I think if you can understand that this is an opportunity to heal deeply, then it can be a lot smoother than what it normally would be. So I'm going to pull a card for you. And here we go, the Fool. Yeah, so I would say with the Fool coming out, which is the very first card of the tarot, which is like the risk taker, that I'm just going to go for it. Maybe there is something, a new spiritual practice that you've been wanting to dabble in. Maybe there is a therapist that you've been researching, or a new therapeutic modality that you've been seeking. And so this would be like the confirmation of like, yeah, go ahead and try that, because like you need it. Hopefully this was helpful. Hi, it's your girl Intuitively D, and this is for Pisces and Pisces rising. This is your Mars and Capricorn mini video. So Mars and Capricorn is transiting your 11th house, the house of hopes, wishes, dreams, your social network, your friendships. And it's a really good time to be social. It's a time to go out and have a good time. If this is about making connections, especially for your career, or being open to new opportunities for friendship, this is a perfect time to do some activities around that area of your life, especially around social networking, especially around friendships. And this is, even if this is about like your hopes, wishes, and dreams, it's time to put those plans into motion. Remember, Venus is there, so really helping you to be charismatic and have a good time, just kind of like living that up. Mercury is also there, so giving you the added communication boost that you might need. And remember, you're going to have a new moon there January 11th, so that's also a really good time to set some intentions around this new networking opportunities. You want new friendship opportunities that you're looking for, just really like setting your plans in motion for your hopes, wishes, and dreams. Let's pull a card for you. They've already been shuffled, and I'll be pulling from the middle of the deck. So maybe this was a time, maybe this is your time to shine. The Hermit card is really about going inward, being reflective, isolating yourself with people. And I feel like when it's in the reverse, at least for me, it's about like you've done the work that you've needed to do kind of internally. And now it's like, now it's time to get out and shine. Now it's time to be seen. Now it's time to speak and have a good time, to communicate with you all the things that you've been reflecting on, showing up as who you want to be, who you are now authentically, and aligning with the people, aligning with people, places, and things that are more in alignment to who you are right now. I hope that it's helpful. Hi, Aries and Aries rising. It's your girl Intuitively D, and this is your Mars and Capricorn video. This is happening in your 10th house, and as a fellow cardinal sign, this is going to be squaring you, so it might bring up some challenges, or maybe a little bit of obstacles, but I actually don't think it's super negative, honestly. This is going through your 10th house, the house of career, your legacy, your public image. And so I think Mars and Capricorn is giving you an extra oomph that you need to show up in that area of your life to get things done. Ask for that raise, show up as a leader, doing all those things in the 10th house, especially because the North Node, is in your first house right now. And it's asking you to be aligned to who you really want to be. And so maybe this has something to do with your career as well. Of course it does. Of course it has something to do with your career. So I think for you, the question is from January 4th through February 13th, while Venus is in your 10th house, Mercury is in your 10th house, and then you're going to have this new moon in your 10th house on January 11th, is what do you want in your career? What do you want it to be, to feel like, to look like? What foundations are you building and putting down so that it can be sustainable, it can be long term, it could be financially beneficial to you. So use this Mars and Capricorn energy to really reflect on that and then put plans into motion. Let's pull a card for you, Aries. What are you? Page of Swords. So are you communicating with young people? Are you the leader and you're needing to communicate with other people? Have you gotten messages, offers that haven't panned out yet? I think if that's the case, that's fine. You always need to get the ball rolling somehow. You know, the Page of Swords is not like um, a commitment offer. It is an offer that might not always pan out, but it gets the ball rolling. It's communication that gets things going. And so if this is you and you're young in your field and younger than the higher ups, maybe it's you starting the communication. If you need to communicate with people, you need to communicate with people, especially with Mercury there. This tells me, sorry, this tells me that there is communication that needs to be had, and from that communication, it gets the ball rolling to the opportunities and where you want to go. I hope that is helpful. Hi, it's Intuitively D, and this video is for Taurus and Taurus rising. It's your Mars and Capricorn video. This is happening in your ninth house, the house of travel, higher knowledge, legal cases, your faith, optimism. Yeah, and it's happening in a fellow Earth sign. Nice. If you're planning on traveling long distance, did I say it's the house of abroad, traveling, foreign places? So this is a great time to, if you've been planning, if you've been thinking about traveling long distances, you know, Mars wants to do, Capricorn wants to set up solid plans and foundation. So why not use this energy to set up some travel somewhere far and abroad? If this is about meeting people, like people that are of different culture than you, this would be a good time to do that. If this is about you thinking about taking that college course, not the college course, but like a course that is like a higher knowledge course, it could be any course, and you know, like yoga teacher training, Reiki class, whatever you want to do, this would be the time to put those plans in motion. I think Mars in the ninth house, because yeah, I think this is a good placement for it, a good transit. So could be a really beneficial, fun time. So it's not about not, oh my God. It's not about actually like maybe doing those things right at this very moment, but actually putting those plans into place. Venus and Capricorn is there. Mercury and Capricorn is there. You're going to have a new moon there. So this is about thinking really big and long term, and setting up solid foundation for those plans, whether it is taking that higher knowledge course, whether that is traveling to foreign abroad places, whether it is getting all the pieces to your legal case done, where this is taking up a new spiritually based practice, faith-based practice. All those things lie in the realm of this, and with it being a fellow earth sign, you have some real good energy here. I'm not going to talk about the things that are in your first house, like Uranus is still there, Jupiter is still there, so there could be like actual like help with that, like, oh, I want to do this and I don't care what other people think. I want to do this. I think this will feel good, right? So if you've been feeling it, especially Uranus in your first house, Jupiter in your first house, this is going to set up a sweet time to really sit in the eye of you and do those things that you want to do. Let's pull a card for you. Yeah, you might be balancing and saying like, okay, well, other people think I should be living like this, take this course, do this thing. You're like, I don't know. I'm feeling this way. This could be balancing like money. I want to do all these things, but I don't necessarily have the funds to do it. Okay, well, can you sit and figure out how you can maybe save for this and then do this now and then do something else a little bit later in the year, whatever that might be. But you are in this kind of like balancing act. It could be with money, it could be with what people are saying to you. But I will always say, choose yourself first. Hi, Gemini and Gemini Rising. It's your girl, Intuitively D, and this is your Mars and Capricorn video. So this is happening in your 8th house. Mars is the natural ruler of the 8th house. This is the house of intimacy. It's the house of shared resources and finances. It's the house of transformation, like death and rebirth. It's the house of inheritances, loans, all of that good stuff. I feel for you as Mars in Capricorn. This is less about intimate relationships and more about getting like your finances in order. So if there's like outstanding loans, if there is shared resources and it's not looking copacetic, this is time for you to get all that together, whether that is because of your intimate relationship, like your partnership that you're in, and you're having issues with that. This is definitely the time to get in control of those things. Mars and Capricorn really wants you to set up some strong foundation and structures when it comes to those things, and it's going to allow you to do it. Venus is also there. Mercury is also there. So this does have some of a feeling of, if it is about an intimate relationship, it could be communicating on how to make this, excuse me, more healthy, hopefully, and less toxic, right? If we think about Mars in the 8th house, which is Scorpio's house, and we think about Capricorn, the devil card in tarot, this could be like just overindulging in your shared finances, overly doing things, but I don't really get that sense. So hopefully that's not the thing. This is more of like, okay, let's clean up our finances that we share together. Let's make sure that we're paying the bills that we share, paying back those loans, really getting our tax things in order. And if this is an intimate relationship, making sure that we're on the same page and aligned and we want the same thing. We're going to share the same values. So that's what I'm getting for that. The cards were already shuffled, but let's just do it one more time. And then pull from the middle and see what we got. Yeah, okay. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing with the 10 of Cups in reverse. I think there is definitely conversations that need to happen. I think there is something with the intimate relationship you're in or your financial situation. You're sharing finances with somebody and things have not been on the up and up, maybe for the last 10 weeks, the last 10 months, who knows, right? But there is definitely some conversations because one of y'all, maybe you that's listening to this, is not happy, does not feel stable, does not feel secure, does not feel heard, seen, loved, taken care of. And so it's about having the conversation. You know, Capricorn is all about stability. Capricorn is the father of the zodiac. So if it is not building things that are stable, strong, and responsible, dependable, it doesn't really want it. So this is the thing, that conversation maybe you need to have to flip it like that. Hi, Leo and Leo Rising. It's your girl, Intuitively D. It's your Mars and Capricorn video. This is happening in your 6th house, the house of your daily schedule, your fitness and health routines, pets as well, coworkers as well. Mars and Capricorn in the 6th house is about getting your fitness, your health, your daily schedule all together. If you've been thinking about starting a new fitness routine, Mars and Capricorn is like, yes, we got this. Let's set this up. Let's make it sustainable. Let's make it supportive. Let's like make sure we can do it for the long term. And so I just feel like this is a really good transit for Leo risings. excuse me, I am a Leo rising, and I would actually really want to know if Leo risings have been having like a hard time with health right now. Like, have you been catching colds? Have you had like ankle issues, skeletal system issues, just because of that 29 degrees of Pluto in the sixth house? I have caught two colds in the last 2 months, and I am always super healthy. And it's just making me crazy. So now that Mars has entered the scene, it is giving us this extra boost of like, okay, we kind of have, you can see where you need to get it together, really regarding your health and fitness routine. So if you're thinking about doing like a hot yoga practice, starting to lift weights, something maybe a little more than low impact, Mars in Capricorn is really going to give you that extra boost of energy to do it. This is really about like if you need to have conversations with coworkers, you can actually have probably a very practical, logical conversation with them as well. I think this is just a really good overall beginning of the year transit for Leo rising. So I would say use this, especially because Venus is there, Mercury is there, and then you're gonna have a new moon there, January 11th, to really get the ball rolling on what you want that part of your chart, that part of your life to look like. Let's pull a card for you. Ooh, I like it. It's the Queen of Pentacles, Capricorn energy, really knowing you can't have good health, you can't make good money, you can't do those things. Let me backtrack that. You have to be healthy in mind, body, and spirit to really hone in and get the work that needs to be done to make the money that you want to make, if that makes sense. So the Queen of Pentacles is knows how to make money, is fully capable of making money, is very in control of her money, is very in control of her resources, her finances, her love. Like, she has it all. She's the it girl. And I think when you are not your most healthiest self, when your schedule is all chaotic and all over the place, you can't be the it girl. So let Mars in Capricorn, this is a very good representation, I think, of Mars in Capricorn at its highest peak. You know, Mars loves being in Capricorn. It can get shit done. So invite in the Queen of Pentacle energy during this transit in your health and fitness daily schedule life. So start that routine. Go out there and just really love on yourself. Really start taking care of yourself. Really start embracing the Queen of Pentacles energy. I hope this has been helpful for you. Hi, Cancer and Cancer Rising. It's your girl, Intuitively Deep. This is your Mars and Capricorn video. So this is happening in your, seventh house. And the seventh house is the house of relationships, marriage, partnerships, business contracts. It's just the house of one-to-one relationships. All right. So with Mars in this house for you, it is asking, are there one-to-one relationships that you're in? Is there work that needs to be done? Is there something that we can do to build a stronger foundation in those one-to-one relationships? Do you need to build a stronger foundation? Do we need to do something that is that creates long-lasting, sustainable relationships? I don't know what else to say about that. And of course, this is in your sister sign. So sometimes when, we think of Capricorn as very cold-hearted, right? Because Cancer is the mother of the zodiac and Capricorn is the father. And so we think of it as an authoritative kind of figure. But I would like to say that Capricorns love hard. They just don't love everybody hard. They love wisely and they discern. So I just think like maybe this is a time for you to look at your relationships through Capricornic Would that be a good word? I don't know. Through a Capricorn lens and say, is this relationship sustainable? Is it dependable? Does it have strong foundation? Is it stable? Can I depend on it? Are the people in this relationship responsible? And I know sometimes it's like, but like you're taking the emotion out of it. Like, you know, the thing about one-to-one relationships, it has to be holistic. It has to be well-rounded. You can't pay your bills on love, guys. Spoken like a true Capricorn, right? You have to like have part of that together. So I would say Mars and Capricorn for you, especially since Venus is in your seventh house. So you are feeling like woohoo, like lovey, but like Venus and Capricorn is not like the flowers, that it is like, did you wash the dishes for me? Did you, it's the like, I just said a whole lot. And I don't know where I stopped. But here's the thing. You also have, okay, so Venus is there. Mercury is in Capricorn in your seventh house, and you're going to have a new moon there. This is about really helping you see that you need to set up some very like stable foundations when it comes to your one-to-one relationships. It is sometimes about the woo-woo, about the love, about that like rom-com love. But Venus in Capricorn, Mercury in Capricorn, Mars in Capricorn is like, what's sustainable? What's dependable? What can last? Okay? And how can we make it happen? I hope this is helpful. You also have a new moon in your seventh house coming up, which wants to set you up for success as well. So, let's pull a card. Four of Swords. I don't know. Have you been... Four of Swords in reverse gives me you might be just over it all. Like, I just really get this sense of like, you've been working really hard on your one-to-one relationships. It's the four, which is the fourth house. It's the reverse of the rest card. It's one of those things like you've been trying to like heal and rest and do all the things that you're supposed to do to set up your relationships for success, and maybe it's just not really working, and you might just are kind of like, I'm over this shit and I don't even want to give it like the time or the energy anymore. And that's really actually very understandable. And I would say like, if you need the rest, if you're tired of like thinking about one-to-one relationships, then like, okay, you need the rest. Stop thinking about one-to-one relationships. And maybe come back to it when you feel like you have the energy to manage it, okay? I hope this is helpful. Hi, Virgo and Virgo Rising. It's your girl, Intuitively D. This is your Mars and Capricorn video. This is happening in your fifth house, the house of dating, romance, children, creative expression. I think this is a fucking fabulous transit for you. It's about, can you dive deeply into your creative passions? Can you not put yourself on a routine, but can you dabble in your creative passions in a very practical, logical way? Can you put a plan to it? And instead of being like, I don't know when it's going to get done. I don't know. I don't have enough time. Mars and Capricorn is like, you got to make time. You have to make time for that. This could also be about dating and romance. If that's about it, okay, then can you make plans around how you want your dating life, romantic life to look, and then start implementing those? If this is about children, if you want to spend more time with your children, creating opportunities for that would also be fantastic. Venus is in your fifth house, so you might have been feeling like extra kind of like flirty and chatty, although Venus in Capricorn is not like the super flirty type of Venus energy that we are typically aware of, we see. Mercury is there, so lots of communication. I really think this is about your passion projects, about really going back to what you love to do, what you've been wanting to create. It's about your creative projects and how you can get them done in a very logical, practical way, something that's sustainable, something that has foundation. Yeah, I think this is a time for the next 6 weeks to really say, okay, I think I want to go back to sewing. Can I set some time up in my day to sew something, to create something, to sketch something? If it's singing, can I take one day, take 30 minutes to sing something? So it's about like really coming back into your creative expression. That's literally what I'm feeling. If this is about dating and romance, you know what to do with that information. It's about like you have to be out there, you have to get seen. Capricorn's Capricorn energy is about doing. It's not about like waiting around for somebody else to like do it for you. It's gonna do it. So if you're sitting there waiting like, oh, that person's gonna come knocking at the door, they're not. Okay? You gotta get out there. I know, Virgo. I love y'all so though. Let's pull a card for you. Let's just pull the top. High Priestess, you absolutely know what you want to do. You are intuitively in tune. You know what needs to be done. I wish more Virgos leaned into their intuition and moved on their intuition instead of using their mercurial brain all the time, because sometimes I think it holds them back from reaching their goals and like their hopes, wishes, and dreams. Virgos are highly intuitive. This is also a fellow earth energy, right? Because you're a Virgo, this stuff is Capricorn energy. It gels really well. Please sit with your intuition and listen to it and then move from that in a very logical, practical way. Please do that. Please. Please, 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 please. Hi Libra and Libra rising, it's your Intuitively D, and this is your Mars and Capricorn video. This is happening in your 4th house. Remember, Mars and Capricorn happens January 4th through February 13th. Also a reminder that Venus is going to go through that 4th house. Mercury is in that 4th house already. The sun is in the 4th house already for you. And it natally squares you, right? Because you're a cardinal sign. Capricorn's a cardinal sign. You have the South node in your 1st house. You have the North node in your 7th house. You know, there's just a lot of stuff going on right now with you, and things are a-changing for you. And Mars and Capricorn in the 4th house is asking you to get very clear and organized on what you want your home to look like. And that could be the physical aspect of your home, but that can also be what you feel home is in the heart, right? It can be the people that live in your home. It's definitely about family, maybe the mother. And so Mars and Capricorn is really gonna give you the energy to organize this space in your chart, whether it is the heart, home of the heart, right? And I don't know if that's making sense, but or the actual physical home that you live in. And while this is happening, things are happening to you personally, for 1st house things are happening in your relationships as well that might contribute to the shift of what you think home is, what it should be like, what it looks like. So Mars in Capricorn wants to make sure that you have a very stable home, a home built on foundation, a home built on stability and not necessarily aesthetics. I'm sorry, that probably was like a stab to the heart, right? It is about the independence of the home. Do you feel independent in the home? Do you feel like you are respected in your home? Do you feel as if you're an authority in your home, or are you just playing house? And that's going to be the theme over the next 18 months with the eclipses in Aries and Libra, with the South node in your 1st and the North node in your 7th. It's asking you to build stable, supportive, long-term foundations that are just not aesthetically pleasing, but that are like here for the long term and that can benefit you for your future. And so I would use this Mars and Capricorn energy to really look at my home situation, look at the people that are living in my home, looking at how I'm interacting in my home, and see if it is actually how I want it to look, if it is sustainable, if I need to organize things, if I need to redo things, look for another place to live, kick a few people out of this place to live. So you feel comfortable. Okay, that was a read. I was not expecting that, honestly. But the intuition just goes where the intuition goes. So let's pull a card for that, Libra risings. I hope I said Libra risings at the beginning of the video. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, well, intuition rarely lies. The cards rarely lie. Judgment, which is your card. So what you gonna say? What you gonna do? How you gonna make it feel? How are you gonna let go of old karmic cycles that have you in a housing situation that you don't fucking like, right? What do you need to say to people? What do you need to let go? What do you need to communicate so your home life is exactly the way you want it to be? What are you gonna say? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna let go? What do you need to communicate? Use this Mars and Capricorn energy, because Mars loves being in Capricorn. Capricorn ain't gonna hold its tongue when it needs to get shit done. So maybe you need to lean a little more into that energy instead of just kind of like hoping and wishing things with people would read your mind. This is coming from a Libra moon. Hi, Scorpio and Scorpio rising. It's your girl, Intuitively D, and this is your Mars and Capricorn video. So Mars and Capricorn transits your third house from January 4th to February 13th. Reminder that Venus is going to go through that third house. The sun is sitting in the third house right now. Mercury is in that third house right now, which, Mercury likes to be in the third house, so that's cool. And you're going to have a new moon in the third house this upcoming week. This is all about if you've been wanting to take a short distance trip, you can plan it and do it. This is about, for me, Scorpio, this is really about if you've been wanting to speak on certain things, if you've been wanting to start posting on social media platforms, if you've been wanting to think about writing a book or just public speaking engagement, Mars in Capricorn is going to let you really work things out with a fine-tooth comb and get the ball rolling in that area of your life, especially with, I feel like it's a short distance travel. Scorpio and Capricorn sextile each other, so there's a very good harmonious aspect that happens with Capricorns and Scorpios. It's probably why I love Scorpios so much. But there's this very very intuitive kind of vibe that I think Capricorns and Scorpios have. So I feel like, Scorpio, you already know what you want to do. You know, if you've been wanting to make plans to take a short distance trip, especially on land, especially if it's one to get grounded and restore yourself again, maybe in the forest or in the desert. Mars and Capricorn is like, yeah, let's plan that. If this is about learning something, not necessarily the way Sagittarius, like in the ninth house, learning something, but maybe, I don't know, it gives the feeling of like you really want to learn something and then disseminate that information as well. So if that's been on your to-do list, use this energy to get those things done. I think this is a really good transit. If this is about like adding to your career, which maybe expanding your networking, because I think that might be to do with it. Be a little bit social this time of year. Go out, make the connections, start posting on social media, but do it in a very methodical way. I think Mars and Capricorn gives you this very supportive, practical, methodical way to start doing the things that you want to do, especially when it comes to social media. Let's pull a card for you. Yeah. So, the Chariot is about moseying on along, following the forward movement of a plan, the path, It's been illuminated. You really, so if this is about travel, yeah. If this is about wanting to start something new, go, especially when it comes to like social media. I don't know if it's for your business or not, but I'm just getting this vibe of like you do want to start something new, whether it's public speaking or I don't know. Go ahead and do it because the chariot is the energy of forward motion. It's the energy of um moving, like going and getting it done, and like there will be like action and yeah, I just like this for you. So I would say yes, yes, and yes if that's been on your mind. Hi, Sagittarius and Sagittarius rising. It's your girl Intuitively D, and this is your Mars and Capricorn video. This is happening in your second house of value, self-worth, your finances, like your budget, the money you make, like earned income. And so Mars and Capricorn is like, hey, maybe we need to do some work on how we're feeling about ourselves. Like, do we value ourselves? This would be a really good time for affirmation work. This is a good time to, if you are thinking about maybe like therapy, but in a way that just gives you maybe like life coaching that gives you that encouragement to get like in charge of who you are. This is if you've been thinking about a side hustle, a side business. Mars and Capricorn is like, here is how we set it up. So it could be long lasting, so it could be sustainable. So definitely move on that. If this is about like your budget, Mars and Capricorn can come in and help you uh fine tune your budget. I also think like if this is about you needed to ask for a promotion or a raise or find a job that is like making more money, Mars and Capricorn, right? More money. Then this would be the time to start looking for that and put those feelers out there. All in all, I think this is a really good transit for Sagittarius rising, especially coming out of the holidays where we might have overspent some money. Mars and Capricorn is like, hey, we did probably spend a little bit more money. Let's get in here and we work our finances so that we can have, a better February and on time. So I think this is like I think this is actually a super positive transit for you as well. And sometimes I always like to say a little bit of the signs bleed into each other as they're switching seasons. So if you're a late Sag, you already have like some Capricorn tendencies as well, right? So I would say, yeah, let's pull a card for you. I like this. I like it a lot. Mars and Capricorn, people don't really think about Capricorn as being a family oriented sign, but Capricorn is the father of the zodiac. It's ruled by Daddy Saturn, right? What Capricorn and what Mars allows you to do is hone in on those like disciplined skill sets. It helps you figure out what you need for the long term, what is best for you for the long term to sustain your happiness, your emotional fulfillment, your financial stability. The Ten of Cups is all about emotional fulfillment. I also like to say the Ten of Cups is like emotional fulfillment, but we all know that we are not emotionally fulfilled if we're not financially set. Like, let's be fucking for real, right? So when it comes to the Ten of Cups, that means it's emotional fulfillment, but also you're emotionally fulfilled because your finances, the Ten of Pentacles, have also been satiated as well. So with Mars and Capricorn, you might have to do some work when it comes to budgeting, saving, investing, redoing the budget. But in the long term, it's going to work out for you because, when you feel good about your money, when your finances are settled, then you feel good about yourself. And anybody that says that that's not true, that's absolutely true. We know that to be true. At least for Capricorn, you know that's to be true. But so the two things play off of each other. So if somehow you can get your self-confidence right, so you believe that you can earn that type of money, they go hand in hand, and then you earn that type of money, and then your attitude is right? Like they go hand in hand. I hope this is helpful, Sag.